MaJaMa Jams is brought to you by this stupid cow.
Jumpers, quick! We're way behind on our Halloween monster movie marathon.
DVDs? Did you get sucked back in time to 2013? No one watches movies anymore, Rufus. They watch other people watch them.
They what?
Ever heard of the internet? No one actually does things anymore. They watch others do them from the safety and comfort of not having to do anything. Shit.
So we're not gonna watch a movie?
I'm not gonna drag my eyeballs through an hour and a half of ocular digestion when we can just watch my favorite show, MaJaMa Jams.
That's not another extreme jam making competition, is it?
No. MaJaMa Jams is a show where three white, middle-aged, failed comedians break down obscure movies for you.
And people watch that?
No, but I do.
Isn't guys talking about movies on the internet kind of like well-worn territory?
Now you're getting it.
But I was really excited to watch.
Those days are dead! This DVD might as well be your tombstone. You're trying too hard at watching shit. Oh, why are you doing this to us?
I just want to watch a movie.
Well, you can't. The best I can do is...
MaJaMa.
Alexa, put a timer for 18 minutes.
Previously on MaJaMa Jams.
So because we lost this one. Had we not lost this one?
I tried to find it.
I know.
I guess no.
We now return to our regularly scheduled show that nobody watches. MaJaMa.
What's going on here?
There's an SOS from Venice, sir.
Come on! Move it! Come on, let's move it! Come on! We gotta get out of here! Get us out of here! Help! Come on! Help! Help! Get us out of here! We're not gonna last much longer! Come on, for Christ's sake! Can't you hear it? Hurry! They're coming! They're coming!
Welcome back, everyone, to MaJaMa Jams, a show where we discuss other people's work to avoid doing our own. Now, guys, thank you for being here with us. We have reached the crescendo of our month-long 2023 Halloween celebration here in our spooktacular slumber party pit, surrounded by our trademark paper and various accoutrements of the spooky season. And, guys, we have saved, some may say, the best or the worst for last. Today's entry is actually a MaJaMa Jams alumni. Now, if you're one of the very few people who's been following along with every episode, you may remember that back in our first 1-2 punch of Sharksploitation for Shark Week, we featured a gorgeous little piece of B-movie terrible Nirvana called Cruel Jaws.
Alright, you son of a bitch, keep eating us! I'm gonna blow your freaking brains out! Cut the line! Cut the goddamn line! Oh my god!
Featuring the greatest spandex attire ever seen on an 80s thug in cinematic history. And that would not be a wrong statement.
Wrong!
That movie, directed by the Italian god himself, Bruno Mattei. Fast forward to last year's Halloween celebration, to a terrible waste of celluloid called Rats, Night of Terror.
Gonna invite me to the party? Have a drink with me? Well, that's not
A disgusting, filthy, awful, meandering, boring slog. And that wonderful piece of trash, also Mr. Bruno Mattei. So that brings us to today.
What are you getting to?
Today,
I don't know.
one may say Mattei Day. Because shocking dark, today's entry is once again done by the Italian maestro of sleaze, Bruno Mattei, who is quickly becoming a favorite here on the show, to give us the particular vibe we want in discussing these cinematic travesties.
Good luck.
So, there is a little bit of a backstory with this one. There is a little bit of the ripoff culture involved.
A little bit.
A little bit of the ripoff culture involved. And as usual, even with Matteo prepping me before we do these things, I have a million questions as to how this came to be, what country and what friggin' language it was in. Are these even humans that are on screen or robots?
This is the end of the line.
So we're going to kick it off with our Italian maestro over here, Matteo, breaking down the history of Shocking Dark, also known in some quarters of this earth as Terminator 2. Why? To that, I give it to my co-host.
So back then there wasn't the asylum, but there were a lot of rip-offers. That term, I guess.
The genesis of the mockbusters.
Yes, if in Italy they were seeing a movie, especially in horror and sci-fi, if they were seeing a movie that was profitable, let's just say jump on that bandwagon and try to make something that it could remind the people of that same flavor of the month, if you will.
I'll be damned.
And this movie, surprisingly, even if it's called Terminator 2, is mostly a ripoff of Aliens, with a splash of Terminator towards the end.
As soon as we're safe, I'll take a look at your one.
It's nothing. I'm used to taking care of myself.
If you will. Exactly.
Right there.
Reminds me of friggin' the Bronx Warriors, where they're like, let's just do the Warriors and
Escape from New York.
Escape from New York. Apparently this is a trend.
And yes, because why ripping off only one movie when you can rip off two at the same time? And this was it, and it was called Terminator 2. 1 year before the James Cameron Terminator 2 Judgment Day came out, for the same reason why Alien 2 on Earth was called Alien 2 on Earth. At the time, no interweb, not immediate.
Literally, the business plan is to trick them.
Yes.
It's literally their plan.
Yeah,
It's not even a joke. Like, the plan is
it was
trick 'em.
exactly like what they were doing
what?
in the 50s with the double feature, that they would spend more money in the poster. So he would say, oh my God, this,
Found it.
Did you just see that all of a sudden?
Yeah.
No. As a magnet. They were spending more money making a decent poster that would lure you into the theater, and then, too bad, even if the movie sucks, what are you going to do? Take the phone and call all of your friends telling them that is...
Didn't even have phones until the
Go down the list. Joe,
sometimes.
don't go see that movie. I was swindled again.
Joe, your first friends in alphabetical order is Joe?
Joe Alverson.
Okay.
With a double A, like Aaron.
Joe Aardvark.
Joe Aardvark. I have to say, business-wise, it's actually pretty impressive, because it seems like it would be the pinnacle of what that business model was trying to attempt.
Also, though, kind of embarrassing.
Are you sure?
Of course.
The fact that Terminator 2, their movie, came out before the actual Terminator 2, therefore I would assume, with the popularity of Terminator 1, actually scooping up a decent number of Italians who thought this was the follow-up.
Oh, absolutely.
So as far as how the mechanics actually work, pretty stellar job as far as timing-wise.
Because there is...
Yeah, I'm impressed.
Yeah, there is no law that unless you really, really, really copy in a very horrendous way. But even, for instance, Anthony M. Dawson, whose in reality his name was Antonio Margheriti, was a specialist in cloning movies. He was more specialized in action than in horror, but he did also his fair share, let's say. One of the most popular movies that he made in the 80s is The Hunters of the Golden Cobra. Right after Raiders of the Lost Ark, even metrically, the titles were exactly the same. And you would go and see them, and you're saying, oh, maybe it's not the sequel, but it's something similar, and then you realize that they were made with the money that spent on coffee for Raiders of the Lost Ark, because I remember...
Halfway through the showing, grumbles start happening throughout the disappointed Italian audience.
Yes, and mostly, I remember, really, especially in The Hunters of the Golden Cobra, or whatever it was here, there is one sequence that is absolutely... There is a setup and a payoff that make absolutely no sense.
Keep me covered, old man. I'll start her up.
This?
April, Julie's sister.
Aha! The queen of the jungle.
And how do you explain the Jeep explosion?
Top secret miracle, chap.
That's it!
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Yes.
That's all I needed.
Yes.
Somehow Palpatine returned. You can't explain a miracle.
And so they were not really putting too much effort into scripts that make sense or...
Somehow Palpatine returned is literally the most embarrassing moment in the history of big budget studio cinema.
But it's not true.
A complete indicator that for once we actually do know they didn't have a plan and scrambled to play catch up, and there's no way you can get around the fact of that line meaning that that was what happened. You know, I've said it before on the show and I'll say it again, it's funny, we're just balking at the business. We're balking at the business because if you take the art out, everything he's describing sounds like gosh darn good business.
Who's there? Drake, it's you. Yeah, it's me.
Where are Raffleson and the others?
Yes. Drake, what's come over you? Drake, what are you doing?
We now return to MaJaMa.
Now, enough of the preliminaries. Let's get into the main show of Cocking Park, this Bruno Mattei thing. My brother over here is going to break down the movie for us because it's funny to make him do that, and also because at this point I am genuinely deteriorating the brain and could barely remember what happened 5 minutes ago, let alone 90 minutes of a movie. So Matthew, tell the audience, what is the plot of Shocking Dark?
Shocking Dark is about Megaforce.
All members of the Megaforce will proceed to Assembly Point H immediately.
And Tubular.
Yes, and the Tubular Company.
And just who are you?
Samuel Fuller from the Tubular Corporation.
Not to be confused with the Wayland Company or the Umbrella Company.
Right. In good company.
Yes.
What's Wayland? I know Umbrella.
Aliens.
Oh.
No, Umbrella is Resident Evil.
In other words, how Mila Jovovich has been paying her rent for the past 20 years.
Yeah.
Not even hating. Salute.
Megaforce is going underneath. We start in Venice, which is future Venice.
Yeah, we start in present day Venice, but they say, but in the future, tomorrow, what's going to happen?
Future Venice. So you mean homeless, smelly hippies are drawing stuff with robot arms to not sell to people? Little Venice Beach humor.
So there's a thing in the basement of Venice, and there's a really big factory basement below Venice, which I guess is how it floats.
The factory floats?
Venice floats because the factory is producing so much steam underneath that it just is the
Is that how it works?
Yeah. That and the salt water.
I didn't know that.
They have to go to find, I don't know what they're doing down there, but the Megaforce has to go down.
Megaforce, what are you doing down there?
Down to investigate.
It's not a circle jerk.
Something. So they get down there.
And there is something.
And there's something. And
they found a little girl.
They found a little girl.
The most annoying little girl in the history of ever.
Honey, I'm scared too.
See, it's tough to remember, right? Your
It's
brain starts
funny
to block it
there
off.
was not much to it, but I'm trying to think of why they went down there, what they were looking for initially, because there's a guy from the Tubular Foundation Corporation Company.
What happened was that they assisted the death of three, or at least not the death, but
the hopeful death.
Yes, the demise of several cameras. You remember at the beginning when they arrive, say help, 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 help.
Oh,
and then the cameras. So they go to investigate what happened that made all the cameras die or malfunction, if you will, and they find the scientist. Oh!
Yeah.
And then they realize that there is something more because it's weird and there are some creatures or there is somebody else, which are mutated people, or at least mutated monsters.
Why did the scientist go down there?
He was probably investigating stuff.
No, that was a lady.
Oh, the lady. Well, because she wants to know what is going on.
I don't want any other civilians on this mission. We don't know what we might run into out there.
All right, and the tubular guy wanted to go down for the company's sake of Tubular, who runs the factory underneath Venice.
Yeah.
Underneath Space Venice.
Space Venice?
And
then they find a
there's
little
creatures.
Girl. There's a bunch of creatures which are kind of like chud. They have red eyes.
But they're big.
They're big, and they explode. I mean, when they fire, there is always this puff of white smoke.
They're decent looking, huh?
Yeah. As these movies go, it's fine. And
you're supposed to be doing this.
I'm trying. My brain won't start.
You forgot the part where the lady realized that because of the specifics, because of the specifics of the mission, she forgot an important item.
Yes.
Yes. Because she didn't know.
This movie peaks very early.
Yeah.
Very early, and then you just can't get past it. We thought that the Shark Attack 3 line, you know, in these type of circles, if you know, you know. Everyone thinks the Shark Attack 3 line is the greatest thing that ever happened. Granted, it's got the freshness of having discovered today, but this line is just...
Uttered by Geretta.
Ciao ragazzi, I'm Geretta, also known as John Orion.
Geretta from Rats is Back, who, man, they just give her B-movie gold.
It was on the poster. Geretta from Rats is Back.
You guys may remember that in Rats, she dumps a bag of flour over her head and then starts dancing around saying, I'm white, I'm whiter than you.
Oh, here, there's some flour in your hair.
Look, I'm all white. I'm whiter than all of you.
Well, in this one, she's quite disappointed to find out a certain type of person is on the mission, and she has forgotten her...
I mean, I think we all would be disappointed if we were her.
Yeah.
Roll the clip.
If I would have known wops were coming along, I would have brought my anti-grease spray.
Yes, because we're not going to repeat what she says.
It's so good. It's just one of those lines. It's like, and the way she delivers it, too.
If I would have known wops were coming along, I would have brought my anti-grease spray.
Well, I mean, the way every line is delivered in this movie, which is why I asked about the translations, because there's always like... I was so enthralled when the movie started because there's a certain it's almost like an alien language that you realized you could understand, and you're very excited because you can understand like the guttural throat clicks. The way everyone speaks is as if like, hey,
it's like writers trying to write the script, so the writers are saying the lines themselves as opposed to actually having an actor say it.
Yeah.
And they're trying to just see how it would work back and forth.
Our company invested millions of dollars constructing the underground viaduct that links us with Venice.
The project was supposed to purify the city's polluted waters. As things stand, it appears that all of your millions have only gone to worsen the situation.
That remains to be seen.
Well, you've got 15 minutes to get ready to begin Operation Delta Venice.
Every line is just this weird, like, almost perfect. It's almost as if the director was like, I found the exact tone to make these bad lines be funny, and everyone somehow tunes perfectly to that frequency with this stilted, robotic, yet beautifully hilarious because of that dialogue. It's almost as, that's why I said in the beginning I was enthralled. I was like, Bruno's got the magic touch. Like, he makes the movies that you want to watch to laugh at the so good they're bad. Then by the end it just beat me down because, I mean, we are, I guess, very repetitive in the factory, but when this thing first kicked off with the environment, the way people delivered these lines, I was like, this is the goal.
I mean, 12 minutes in, we were just done.
I said in the beginning, but yeah, it really hammered me down. Which,
yeah, it's...
I was, like, by the end, it was like, please...
Wait, we didn't even finish the synopsis.
Yeah.
They accidentally go back in time, and so does Fuller.
Yes.
Who then tries to kill them, and they kill him.
Oh my God, his name is Fuller.
By...
remote control.
Oh yeah, they throw him a remote control and electrocute
something like that, yes. They leave the Venice of the future as it's about to get polluted and poisoned.
That's what was about to happen?
Yes. And they go back to the past, I imagine present day or 1991, whenever it is. So that's why the last line is something like...
We've got a lot of work to do. Before it's too late for everyone.
So... we saved the Earth.
We should get started.
Get started with what?
They are back in time in order to prevent the catastrophic events of the future.
Terminator.
Yes, but it's very, very confusing. And one of the things about the dialogue is that, as I told you many times, usually Italian people write a script, and the first line that they write, they say, "That's it. It's perfect. It conveys what I want to convey." But
so meaning when they wrote the grease repellent line,
yes,
they were like,
yes, that's exactly that. And the director never say that the actors, here's the dialogue, make it yours.
Kowalski! You better be careful, baby. That thing just might go off.
Faster, fuck off.
If you give an actor the liberty of reinterpret the dialogue, unless...
what are these words?
Yes. No, unless it's a joke or it's something,
English.
Or it's something specific that has to be said like that. But...
Remember when the guy's screaming on the ground, and then they're all just grabbing their ears, and then suddenly just kind of slides back into frame again, still screaming?
Yes.
So with and it's obviously Italian writers.
Yes.
Is it just a self-deprecation thing to have such a hilariously anti-Italian line? Is that? I mean, it's so overt is the funniness. It's not just like a. I mean, again, these movies are not without the classic tough guy that's going around doing wisecracks.
Do Italians ooze grease because
yes.
of the foods they
yes.
consume, or is it the hair?
There was even a joke at the beginning of the Kentucky Fried Movie.
Now, new ways must be found to produce crude oil. And here in Milan, Italy, an affiliate of Argonne has developed a way to reclaim oil from the discarded combs of local residents. Enough to fill an 1,100-foot tanker and save 60,000 gallons of valuable energy.
So if you add a line like that, once again, they will say, oh, this cannot be possibly be an Italian movie.
Is that really why?
Mm.
Wow. That's really, truly funny to me.
Wow, that's a hell of a fact.
How can I make sure they don't know? I've got it. Good thing those goddamn dirty dingos aren't a part of this operation.
If I would have known wops were coming along, I would have brought my anti-grease spray.
We now return to MaJaMa.
But her and
I spent a lot of time in that factory. I mean, the factory is
factory
cool.
is the
whole movie.
No, but I'm saying the factory is cool and works, but eventually
it's just a factory.
No. If you walked into there, you would be like, this is a great setting for a movie, but I will say by the end, it just feels claustrophobic.
Read that way on screen.
It just feels claustrophobic. Dude, I wanted this movie to end so bad.
Poor baby.
I think even Sleepaway Camp last week had me more morbidly fascinated.
No, it's just time has passed.
I don't know, dude. I was like, please stop at the end of this. It was so boring. I think Sleepaway Camp at least had me like, holy crap, the whole time.
No.
No?
No.
Your ass stinks.
Well, you've seen it before.
You've seen.
So yeah, it's very claustrophobic. Those were people in the creature suits, I take it?
No, it was creatures.
Oh, apparently, the original script wanted an alien starship landing in the.
I gotta run. I feel like I gotta just run and crash through a window. I just feel like I feel the need to.
A starship landing in the Venice Lagoon.
And are you crazy? I can't do that.
And poisoning or polluting the population, so half of it would turn into these mutated monsters. So the
something actually happened in Italy?
The solution, yes, the solution was let's not do the starship, let's not do anything of that. Let's use a voiceover, and we just start with.
This is Venice today. What will happen tomorrow?
And we don't explain who those creatures are.
Oh yeah, you don't even they're not even after anything, or they don't
no,
up at the end, or they don't. There's
it's not
creature queen.
Yeah, exactly. It's not explained what those creatures are, where they're coming from.
No one stopped to ask them.
No. Well, they seem to be a little aggressive. Thank God they had a door that was sliding very well.
Dude, within 5 minutes,
a
slow opening, thick sliding door opens like 4 times.
Let's go! Come on!
And then the scientist, there's 2 buttons that clearly have some sort of text at the top of them, is pressing this button. It's like, it's not working! 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 You're pressing the wrong button! Oh, here we go.
The wrong button! Push the other one! Get out of here, quick!
Like, it's not even like a clever, like, oh, I gotta rewire this, or I gotta figure out another way, or the button's up there, I gotta find a way to reach it and poke it with a stick.
You know, I didn't even think of that one. Just smashing this one.
It says Caloz. I don't know what it means. I imagine there's another way.
Calozi?
I imagine there's another way
Close,
to say
close.
open. Close.
Goodbye.
So after all the talk of the business meddling, how did it do financially? Did it work? Did it do good?
I'm sure they
Yeah?
got their money back.
What was the budget on this?
I don't know, not much, because they didn't really. They only built the set of the starship
You know,
at the
every
end.
time you ask those questions, I'm like, who the hell would know that information? And like, well, there's a lot of times when you're like, oh, okay, you do know that, but
it's like as you're thinking that, it's like, it's about 73 mil.
Any questions?
Back then, these movies were made for about between 100 and 200,000 in the early 90s.
Oh yeah, you said this was 90s, which
Yeah,
I know the
91.
90s is getting to the point where
and
it
they paid
looks
for the whole
older,
thing
but
with walnuts somehow?
Yes.
That's the currency in Italy?
Yes.
it does not look like the 90s.
No.
It looks like the 70s at least. Again, I know 90s are getting more, especially early 90s on VHS is getting more and more old looking, but
It's a movie about the future that somehow it takes place in the past. It looks like the past. They had that whole computer, the laptop, gigantic, and then they look at it and say, it's amazing. Oh my God, it's fantastic. They have the Guinness Book of World Record of the most annoying little girl screaming.
Don't worry, don't worry.
oh, and there's
Sarah!
There was
Sarah!
literally a part
Sarah!
where you were annoyed by the screaming, and no joke, after you
second she
say
started
it, they
screaming.
volley back and forth like a Pong game with. Remember what I'm talking about? It was like you were had just commented how
Sarah!
annoying it was. And it was
Samantha!
like, yeah, exactly.
Sarah! Samantha!
Like a Pong game.
Hold on, honey. Sarah! Don't let go. I got you. Hold on, hold on. Ah! Samantha!
God, imagine being trapped in the time machine with the two of them just screaming at the top of their lungs.
I actually wish we had Jamila the whole time.
I'm Jaretta Jaretta, also known as Jaretta Jaretta, also known as Jaretta Jaretta, also known as Jaretta Jaretta.
Yeah, I'm surprised like you don't even see
She's
her.
more of a presence than the other weird Samantha
you don't
Mathis
even see
girl.
her die. You don't even see her get
No, you see
roped
her
up in the
close
cobwebs.
up. Yeah.
I guess the cobweb was supposed to be like the alien gunk.
Yeah, because they actually cocooned the other people also earlier. But that's because there is a similar scene in Alien.
Price!
Please kill me. Kill me, please. Hey, man. Now cut that out now, okay?
What?
Tom, get over here. We got a live one.
You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right.
Please. Kill me. Just stay calm. We're gonna get you out of here. You're gonna be all right.
Wait, and then so she's. I don't even know if you need to go through this period in sequence. I don't know, but when she's
There's nothing to talk about.
trying
She's just
to-
underground in a factory for 90 minutes.
They're just running around a factory, yes. But
Yeah.
when she's trying to save Samantha, who falls down a slide somehow.
Yes, she slides back.
And then she's Fuller is at the top of the steps, and she sees.
Who's Fuller, the robot?
Yeah, she sees a pipe. She shoots it and it electrocutes him somehow.
Bastard!
But why does that electrocute the railing that he's holding?
I don't know, but I know that the number one enemy of a replicant is foam.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like she has the gun.
My
Like,
God.
what do you think it's gonna do to me? It's just not even gonna scratch me. I'm like, well, it's gonna obviously scratch you because you're getting huge bullet holes in your chest every time someone shoots you. But then she's like, oh, let me grab this fire extinguisher, and then she just blasts him in the face with.
The white foam, yes,
what's
the
it called?
retardant foam, I
Retardant?
think. Retardant. There's an ant at the end.
And he's like, oh, and he trips over a railing.
Yeah.
Whoa! Whoa!
And falls down.
it is quite an amusing thing to just spray him with foam after he's like he says, like, I'm indestructible.
You still haven't realized that I'm immortal. I'm the most perfect thing ever constructed by the Tubular Corporation.
Plus, he's a robot. Why is that going to matter if it gets in his eyes?
Right, yeah, it makes absolutely no sense.
God, it feels like nothing happened, but just running through that factory for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is the same scene in Alien. Oh, they're at 15 yards.
5 meters, man. 4. What the hell? Oh my God. Oh, shit. Give me the light. Five, 4. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ.
So the thing is that in Alien, it's the shaft underneath the ceiling. Here they didn't have that one, so he simply turns and it's there.
Yeah, because there was that scene where they're like, "Oh yeah, they're right here." Like, wait, that can't be right. You can't be reading that thing. You can't be reading that thing correctly. And then they just appear right next to them.
Yeah. In the fog, here's the flashlight. It's very weird. It's the whole thing is.
We hope we can count on your cooperation today.
We now return to MaJaMa.
This is no longer a salvage mission. Price didn't die a Marine's death, and that's for sure. Right, Kane?
Yep.
Shit, our lives are at stake here. Hell, I'm the first to fight when there's fighting to be done, and I'll take on anyone, but those things behind that door ain't anyone. They're goddamn monsters.
What is this? Mutiny?
The introduction of Jaretta is her yelling, I guess, at the camera, because then when she starts walking, there's nobody in front of her.
The locker room, first of all, is like sprawling and massive.
Okay.
There's nothing even in the middle of it. And she's just looking directly at the camera.
All right, you bunch of pussies, I'm back, and I'm kicking ass. You better watch it, Bruce Lee. You might knock your dumb head off.
I should say, because
there's like 3 people in the locker room, but behind her.
that reminded me. So the locker room, to me, I was all in
I bet you
and
were
enthralled
really excited when you saw the male locker room pop
for
up.
the locker room scene.
bet
The
you.
way she just stalks through that, barking out orders at nobody, culminating in the WAP line.
Plus, she's not even
like,
the commander or nothing. She's just a...
Why did we not follow? Like, she is so much more of a watchable presence than
And
the
then-
other
and
girl
then
we spend the whole time with.
I like also the.
Oh, yeah.
Her name on the modeling thing on the behind the scenes we watched was not that. Did the double name become a stage name after?
I suppose so, yes.
Also known as Jaretta.
Is she mostly known for Italian films?
I believe so. I believe that she married an Italian somebody.
Have you met her?
I'm sorry?
Have you met her?
No, I have not.
If I would have known wops were coming along, I would have brought my anti-grease spray.
She seems fine. And yes, she has worked in Demons, Dario Argento.
Rosemary? Are you okay?
Always fascinated just because it seems like such a impossible thing, and then you hear these stories, and I guess that's how everyone's thing happens. She's like, yeah, I don't know, I want to be a model, and I hopped on a plane, and they're like, oh, shut up, you shouldn't model, you should be an actress, and that was in Bruno's film, and that was in this. It just seems like it just happens. I mean, I guess it is how stuff happens, but
Sometimes
the way she
it
broke
does.
it down is just, I just hopped on a plane, and I starred in 87 Italian movies. These things just happen.
It's just like me. I hop on a plane, I came here, and I'm a total failure.
You're sitting on the floor right now.
Exactly.
Surrounded by paper and plastic dinosaurs.
Yeah, before the disaster.
But
we have love. Never mind.
You know, I was really excited about trashing this, and now it just feels like there's not a goddamn thing to say. all I can do is picture in my head just endless corridors of that frigging steel school.
There is also the directing central headquarters where people are just like staying there, doing nothing, listening to a very plausible voice through the radio.
Damn! We're by the elevators now. I'm authorized to service.
How did it happen?
It's too complicated to explain right now.
Dude, every time you either hear that, first of all, you're hearing it almost like it's over a PA versus it's in his own headset. And then when you hear the whoever he is from the command station in the headphones of the soldiers, they both sound like just a stock placeholder voice.
Yes.
You can't relate it to anything like who would be the one saying that because you can't even imagine anyone else's voice.
It's exactly that. And then they say, yeah, sure, it's fine.
Captain, there's someone in the perimeter.
All right, stay calm now. Give me Kane.
Captain, he's right. There's something here.
Come back immediately. The signal is very strange. I don't get it. There are things moving all around us. I repeat, come back immediately.
As much as, you know, we're like, what the hell? It's if you're rushing a production to try and get it out because it's a rip-off job, you're just trying to get done.
Russian? I thought this wasn't... Wait, actually, is it?
Yes.
But it was shot in...
English.
England. You know, it's amazing how much...
Wait, where was the factory, though? Italy.
It's in Italy. It's still in the same region.
You guys have factories?
I'm sorry?
You guys have factories?
We do.
What do they produce?
Factories. No, we have different factories, yes.
Yeah,
there was I'm sorry, there was the first, I think, the first nuclear plant in Italy. Then it was abandoned. And they shot there. And I'm pretty sure that they shot a few other movies. Because back then there was this genre of movies titled something like Nightmare on the Contaminated City, or one of the many zombies that they were just like because of a plant that was exploding or stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure they did the backdrop of several movies.
Makes sense.
Well, when you have a location that you don't have to build and it's actually massive,
yeah.
If you know how to use it, clearly no. It gives you production values for much less than what it would be to actually having to build one.
I wonder how Bruno feels about all this.
I didn't even remember he was there.
He's dead?
Inside.
I want to say yes, but I'm not 100% sure.
I just imagine him waking up on the couch right now like, wait, am I dead? Am I dead?
Damn it, the doctor told me that I was dead, and instead I'm here.
Quick, bring me Jamila and a rat to film.
Bring me a movie to rip off. Avatar. Okay.
Oh, yes, please. Just get some people in horrible blue face paint. Oh, God, yes, Bruno Mattei's Avatar. Oh, God, I need to see that. Can someone please, if Bruno Mattei is dead, someone resurrect him and give him like $70 to make an Avatar ripoff?
We can talk about the uniforms.
Yes.
Or Megaforce. They have some...
First of all, Megaforce says so much about this movie. I mean,
it feels like a dollar store brand of action figure you would buy.
Megaforce and Tubular are just like two...
All right, my man Kane.
Now who could that be? Yo, Coster. What's going on?
Oh, what about the guy that, I mean, okay, in fairness, it's a locker room, so unfortunately, I guess it numbs the comedy, but they walk up to the one guy, and he's just shirtless, looking like a beach friggin' long blonde hair and sunglasses, but I guess it is the locker room.
Dressed for the mission.
Okay, in fairness, I was really hoping when we cut to them in combat, he would still be shirtless like that. But, alas.
That would have been fun.
As soon as I saw him, I was like, please tell me they're going to have him shirtless the whole movie for no reason.
yeah, the little girl has an internal glob of jizz on her bottom cheek.
And then
yeah, is that what that was?
Yeah, probably from
And
her
then she sees
professor father.
She sees that the very inconspicuously the Terminator.
Dude, for like 20 minutes, this dude is running around like this, with his sleeves like mine
Roll
pushed
up, yes.
Like just pull your sleeve down a little bit to cover your exposed wires. He's like, it doesn't even explain it. Like, okay, I got hurt, but
dude, it's literally how they would play, and this is not even a joke. That's literally how they would play on Full House. One of the girls, the ear piercings.
Honey, what are you doing?
Sit-ups.
Sweetheart, you're standing up.
I thought they were too easy.
But this is just like, I'm gonna hold it forever. When I got sleeves I can roll down.
It's funny.
Take this.
I like that how they decide to reveal that he was the bad guy almost immediately when he's on the looking into the microscope. The guy arrives and say, "Oh, you're looking at something." He turns. No.
You need something else.
No.
What was he even looking at? And didn't he know the whole time?
Do you think?
I don't know.
Do you think there was a point where they did a particularly long, complicated take, and then they were just waiting, and like, Bruno, was that good? And everyone looked over. He was just fast asleep. How long has he been like that? Oh,
oh God, he's choking on a croissant. He's choking on a croissant.
Oh. Wait a second. This is not even Bruno Mattei. This is an inflatable doll, which vaguely resembles.
Has he even been on set the entire production? Wait a minute, why is someone taping a piece of paper to this that says this is Bruno? Swindled again by the fake Mattei. It's the sixth movie that's happened on.
He has the pupil painted over his eyelids.
Oh my God, he's got the eyes.
And the movie has been written by Claudio Fragasso and
Claudio Fragasso.
Wait, is that the woman?
No, that's him. That's the guy who was disinterested during his whole interview. He says, "I will do like Bruno Mattei."
I'm just gonna collapse on the couch and you do your thing. Tell him
You talk and I'll just say no politely.
Io mi trovo sulla fantasia, su commissione è complicato perché comunque è come se uno gli ordinano le serrande, le vuole verdi e tu gli devi dare serrande verdi.
And
somebody be in the middle of a ranting off. He just lets a long part rip, just completely unaware. Oh God.
But Claudio was the.
What he wrote, Troll 2?
Troll 2.
Oh,
right?
so he's a legend.
Director and writer of Troll 2.
Oh my
God!
This episode is not going well.
There's like a scarecrow. It's like a garbage bag filled with leaves with a smiley face drawn on it. It's just.
It's Claudio. No, it's Bruno Mattei on the set of his several movies. It's just like a potato sack with like another potato head. A potato sack.
Taped a picture of his face to a potato sack. And it's like Ferris Bueller. It's got a recording that says, "Yes, good, go, cut."
Bruno, you gotta stop talking through all these takes. You're ruining all the audio. We're gonna have to dub everything out.
Well, yeah, I don't.
Oh no, there's also one of my favorite scenes when they are in Venice that she sees the Terminator.
His name's Fuller.
I'm sorry?
His name's Fuller.
Fuller, go easy on the Pepsi.
That's what you named your killer robot. Hey everyone, it's my evil killer cyborg, Carl.
Kenneth. that she grabs the broken bottle and say no, and she hits him.
Like he doesn't even react. Because it's just like she has enough time to get it, stand up, and then just like slices his face open.
The face, and all of a sudden the face is this big to accommodate the makeup.
And there's always exposed wires over the outside of the exoskeleton.
Yes.
She's like, oh, remember, he's a robot. It's not just metal in there. There's wires and circuitry.
Yeah.
And then they're running through Venice, and they keep stopping random people, and they're like, help us. Like, you obviously know this random asshole walking alone in the street at midnight is not going to be able to do anything against this Terminator, but you're like, oh, maybe
ask an elderly man, please.
Hopefully that will distract him enough for us to get away. And this dude just picks him up and throws him over a bridge into the water.
That's hysterical. I was about to say, imagine she asks some old guy, please, and then the cyborg just pummels him to death, like to a bloody pulp as they keep running. But you're right, that's basically what happens. She just flings the.
Wait, how did they kill him?
They throw him the remote control.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
What does that mean? That's the. She said it's the.
There was the remote control that she programmed the jump into the past with.
But wasn't that whole thing the room? And that was like, don't forget your molecular time dial, and then the drawer opens up, and like, oh, thanks.
Please don't forget to take your time-space microprocessor, which is located under the screen. Thank you.
And then I thought
almost have it on my molecular time dial again.
I thought the whole room was the time machine, but then they're just laying on the street.
Yes.
Like they just got dumped through a portal onto the streets of Venice. Like, where's the machine? What was it? The remote control the whole time, and they were just in the room. And that's where you.
Wait, when did they go to the past? At what point?
At the very end.
When they entered the room with the orange on the door.
Right. And then they're back in the last shot.
What?
They're back in the last shot in the present.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, in present time when they shot the movie in 91.
These
right, for the last shot.
Don't matter in the slightest.
Yeah, and I like when they throw in reference to the Terminator, completely gratuitous. There's a kid with a remote control car. So they were trying to say, oh, let's do that, but less. That was
stuff on it, it's fine.
Yes.
Plus, there's a long scene of them staring at the little kid.
Yes.
And he does this weird
and
smile
vice versa,
at him.
because it's... Yes, it's horrendous. And yet, it gave us joy. A little bit.
Sparked some joy.
I was, like I said, at the beginning, I was like, this is going to be great.
Watch the first 10 minutes.
Just wore...
They were worth it.
Wore us down. Was this the worst out of the four?
Well...
Blair Witch has the kind of, in a group like this, Blair Witch has the distinction of being a movie, if you will, regardless of how you feel about it. It's a mainstream studio movie. It has a certain look because of such. Abyss gets by on the sheer insanity to elevate it into something beyond what's possible. That's definitely not the worst. and then Sleepaway Camp was aggressively awful and genuinely unpleasant in doing so, but also it was so bad that I feel like it made for good jams. This one, the first 10 minutes, I thought we were going to trump them all, but then as I was desperately waiting for it to end and then the corresponding discussion, I'm kind of like, it's almost like it started off strong and then just...
I think the worst part is it's just so many recycled scenes that it's just like, wait, what did happen?
Yeah.
They were just walking around a lot. Stuff was beeping.
Yeah, they had the
Swamp Thing monsters
remote
jump
control
up.
that makes the same sound, or whether they are creatures or they're not creatures.
And they show the screen. I'm like, there's nothing. What do you see? What do you?
Yeah.
Did we explain why the creatures are there? Or do they just?
They're mutated.
No, they don't.
They're mutated.
They, originally from the original script, as the writer said, they were mutated citizens in Venice because of the starship that went into the lagoon that polluted it. But that part got completely cut out, so they're just like creatures.
Well, Matthew, you always point out that I'm so happy with how the Jams episode on rats became. And you're like, no, yeah, the episode came out great. You remember what it was like to sit through that? And you forced me to remember that it was really painful. So, like I said...
This episode will suck.
I give Mattei a thumbs up with Cruel Jaws, which I think is the effect of exactly what you want from a bad B movie.
Wrong!
These two, however, pretty hard to get through. Pretty genuinely hard to get through, I feel like. Cruel Jaws is something special.
Wrong!
Rats I can never do again.
Rats has only, it goes for him, the superb ending.
Genuinely good ending. Genuinely good twist. For the last literal 10 seconds I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. No.
No?
No.
Why?
It's a book. It's called the Bible. We're all brothers and sisters.
Once, someone told me they read in a book that we all lived on the earth together, that we were all brothers. The book was called the Bible, and it said that God created men and animals.
Yeah, I'm talking. Okay, let me rephrase that. Literally the last second, the last 2 seconds of the movie.
That should have been the whole movie.
This whole thing comes together in the last 2 seconds. No, yes, you're right. That absolutely, you could have made, and even if it was trash, the fact that we had the rat boys running around would have been amazing.
And it said that God created men and animals.
All right, I'm not going to try to extend this anymore, and I actually feel exhausted, like I was shot with 6 tranq guns. I have no idea how to rate this.
But.
Let's express our feelings by throwing pieces of paper.
It's only 75 episodes.
We've only been saying that for 35 episodes.
True. I'm sorry. Yes.
Matthew, you're going to go first. I have no idea how to rate this one because those first 10 minutes had me enthralled. I feel like that needs to be factored into the score.
I guess. What is this? I guess I'll give it
it's 2 halves of that.
I'll give it a 4.5 because of the first few minutes.
Okay, that's fair.
We had hope back then.
That's fair. We had hope. It was a different time.
We were younger.
We were younger kids.
And of course, the garbage can I'm aiming for is right that way.
Right over there, yes.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it too.
Yeah,
it's all on the set. Matteo, how about you?
4.5, same reason. For that line.
Yes.
This is amazing.
You know what? For how much I was geeked at this horrible B movie Nirvana in the first 10 minutes, and for the inclusion of a line which I think, one of those great lines that's painfully hysterical. What?
Sorry, I was genuinely clearing my throat.
Oh. I'm going to bump it up slightly to 4 because, like I said, I really was like, we are about to be in it for a treat with how the intro sold me, and that line is just too gosh darn funny.
If I would have known wops were coming along, I would have brought my anti-grease spray.
So 4 for Jason. Shockingly the highest one, but like I said, it just
Shocking dark?
Shocking dark. Shockingly dark.
I keep forgetting this name. It doesn't sound, it sounds like...
It also does not any shocking dark.
No, nor Terminator 2. There's just like a Terminator-ish.
Yeah.
MaJaMa.
I would have brought my anti-grease spray.
I think the biggest thing of this for me is that, like I said, in the culture of move quick mockbustery, the fact that Terminator was a hit and they got this out as Terminator 2 before Cameron's Terminator 2, that's pretty crazy to me. And again, if this is your business model, that would seem to be the crescendo. So guys, as much as it pains me to do this, this is the end of our Halloween celebration. Now don't worry, we have started the end of year Holy Trinity of the holidays, so I'm sure we'll have maybe a Thanksgiving episode and a little Christmas block for you guys to celebrate the holidays with your MaJaMa buddies here in our paper-filled world. But thanks for sticking around for Halloween season number 2. We hope you've at least enjoyed one of these 4 movies. Don't watch this one. I would say definitely watch...
No, just no.
See Creatures of the Abyss. If any of those 4, that needs to be checked out. And
in a loony bin.
I hope you guys have a big pile of candy with you right now, because we're towards the end of the month. Remember, it's not.
Why don't we have any candy?
Why don't we have any candy? Frankie's supposed to be filled. Little Frankie.
They're over there.
That's
I'm not
true.
going all the way over there.
I cannot hit Frankie from here. I am trying to. I'm so good at hitting the basket.
Every time.
Basket.
You
Every
never
single
make
time.
the team.
I think his head is too full. So guys, from the T-Rex to Frankie to the inflatable octopus to our little sparkling blinking ghosts and these pumpkin head things, thank you for spending the spooky season with us, and we will be back as always next week, never missing one, always on Thursday, with a brand new MaJaMa Jams Halloween. Let's destroy the set. Everything comes down.
Now let me film that one first. Okay.
MaJaMa. MaJaMa. Blue. 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 Blue.